Welcome back, everyone. Alex Lyon and Andrew McGill again. We're here with round 2, front 9 of the 3rd annual Rocklin Cooldown. We have our MPO lead card coming up. I believe it is Jeff Faes, Jake Brown, Nick Harmon, and
Brady O.
I think it's Ock.
Got Jeff Faes, rated 997 out of Fair Oaks. Brady OCH, rated 996 out of Los Gatos. Nick Harmon out of Orangevale, 958 rated player. And Jake Brown, 1007 out of San Clemente.
We've got Jeff at 10 under, Brady at 9, Nick at 9, and Jake at 8.
Hole 1, par 3, 441. You want to throw something straight that hyzers out at the end and gets a little skip up this hill. It is a bit of a pump to get it there, being on hyzer the whole time.
First up, Phaser Beam.
Shout out Premium Disc Golf for doing this coverage and coming all the way down to film this. It's a good showcase of a tournament and what's to come as an A-tier next year in 2024. Jeff a little low out of his hand there. That'll be all right for a pitch up easy 3.
Where'd that go?
I don't know.
I'm guessing low. Was it? I think low right, maybe.
We got Nick here, probably throwing something like a Wraith, hanging it out to the right, and just didn't commit on that one all the way, and hits the tree and trickles down. Of an easy pitch up 3.
Jake going Destroyer, I believe. He is all Innova sponsored player. This one's a little wide. Will it make it? It made it perfect, and it's going to skip up there and give him a putt. Oh, give him a very short putt. Nick sidearm zone. Slow down, slow down. That'll be just fine.
Got Jeff quick on the shot here. Jeff is a all MVP sponsored player, so you'll be seeing him throw the gyro all over the course today.
That was a nice layup there, Brady. It'll do.
Jeff a little high on that par bid.
Jake right on the pole.
This should be no problem here for Nick. He's got some obstructions, but Nick values his putting a lot and does a lot of work to maintain his high level of putting, and probably one of the better putters in the area.
Couple little tap-ins to clean up. So we got 2 pars, 1 bogey, and 1 birdie. Everybody's at 9 now. Hole 2, par 4, 711 feet. Double Mando about halfway. Green sloping left to right in the trees. Second shot, definitely a little weird on the distance. It looks a lot shorter than it is. Everyone's probably going to go mid-range or fairway to the gap, unless you're Jake and you're just going to try and go through the gap.
This is one of those holes that if you try to bite off more, there's really not too much of a benefit. To be lined up between those trees, kind of where the short pin is for course hole 2, is more than fine. It's an easy hyzer into the basket. It's when you try to get a little too aggressive and you push it long. Nick with a nice little turnover drive here. It's going to be almost prime position right between those trees for an easy hyzer in.
Yeah, that was a great shot. Hyzer flip to straight with a touch of turn. That was very nice. Jeff with the sidearm. Also, primo spot.
You want to be either dead center between these trees or the left side is going to give you the best angle. If you're too far right, you're going to have a weird flexy shot in. You want to be kind of left side, little hyzer miser into the green.
What's a hyzer miser? Jake looking a little pinched off here. Real wide with the sidearm. He's gonna have to settle for a par there. He's gonna be at least 80 feet away. Downhill.
This is still kind of that right side you want to avoid as best as possible, just with those branches and that tree.
That looks pretty good. I can't tell if that was short or part.
Nick with an amazing drive here. He's just going to have an easy little mid or putter into the green.
Oh, he lets that one get away from him. There's where I'm talking, where the distance is deceiving. Like, he was so far up, and it looked right in front of him, but left it short.
You almost want to crash those trees there to the right of where Jeff's at and come in. And even if you tickle them a little bit, you're going to fall pretty close to the basket and be in the circle for an easy putt.
Jeff with a long bid, cages it. Air ball. It's a tough putt. A lot more downhill than it looks on film. Brady with a birdie. Much more committed putt than the first hole.
See all these guys tap in here and go to the next hole. Hole 3, par 3, 431. You want to throw something straight, maybe with a little bit of flex on it, just to get up to this flat landing area. It's pretty good hard pan with some good skips. Something that'll get up there on a little bit of hyzer and skip into the basket, but not skip too much to bring that tree on the left into play. Got Brady stepping up here first. He's going to kind of throw this wide hyzer line that's there.
It's a little tight, it looks like. Will it settle?
The trouble with that is you have bad footing right in front of that tree that you see in the distance, and you can skip down into the water pretty easily.
Jake with I like this angle a lot. High, wide, more spiking so it doesn't get that skip. Andrew doesn't know how to throw that shot. He just doesn't have the distance to spike it in, so he needs that skip flare. So
Nick kind of throwing that line I was talking about, just not stable enough to come out of it, and ends up finding himself OB.
Jeff with full commit on the wide. A little too wide, it's looking like. Clips the back tree. He's going to probably be about 100 feet away. Lays it up. Nice tap in par.
You see Nick, there's a little area of OB continuation of the creek there.
Bird Raz.
And anywhere within 50 feet, you can almost guarantee Nick's going to be hitting some sort of metal, if not putting it in the basket.
Brady's shot ended up working out great. Got a nice trickle to the left and hits a solid 28-footer.
Jeff doing a little bit of yoga before his putt here.
Hey, man, he likes to stay limber. He's trying to keep up with us younger folk. He's getting up there these days.
That was my bag.
Still shredding it like always.
I believe Jeff is old enough to play Masters, but he's so competitive and has such a good all-around game for this area. He can definitely still compete with these younger guys.
Hole 4, 348, par 3. Entire fairway is hazard until you get to that road, so you need to make sure you get to the basket or past it, just to make sure you're safe. Pretty much everyone on this card is going to go that big hyzer that Brady just took. Played with Sam Minges the second round, and he went sidearm Annie over the top, and I was a little amazed.
Jake leaving it a little low there, putting it right into the tree, and will fall into the hazard and be throwing 3 from his next shot.
Oh, never mind. Jeff's going to butter it up the middle.
See Jeff here playing old man golf up the middle, just a touchy little turnover hyzer that's going to come finish right next to the basket.
Which is surprising to me because he has all the power to go the hyzer over. He still crushes.
Nick probably throwing a stable wraith of some sort here.
I think parks it.
Great shot by Nick.
Little wide. Does it swing back enough? Oh, plenty. It's easy par. Or bogey, sorry.
Great shot by Jake there. Brady first 2. Just not getting enough height on those putts. No problem for Nick. He gets an easy birdie.
Nice little birdie. Speaking of Sam, there he is. All of us on second card were watching these guys with eagle eyes because we were really trying to chase them down.
See Alex back there with some patchwork homeless jeans on with a Rockstar. He's probably got a...
They're my train conductor pants, and Rockstar is the choice of champions.
Probably has 3 packs of gas station donuts in his bag as well.
Well, yeah. That's how you win tournaments sometimes.
Hole 5, par 3, 343 feet, double Mando about halfway down the fairway. This is a shot that you can throw a turnover, but you're going to get left with a 40-footer. The play is kind of a big forehand here on the left side, skip it in on the hard pin, and drop in 2. There's a roller line. There is OB behind the basket, so you don't really want to carry it too far. See Jeff showing us this turnover line here, just executed wonderfully.
Now settle. Had great angle. It just hooked up pretty quick there at the end, so it didn't get that nice drift slide to the pin, so he's going to be a little left.
Kind of surprised Nick's not going forehand here. Nick's got a pretty good forehand game. Looks like he just throws a turnover right to circle's edge. Great shot by Nick.
He's got a little bit of a shoulder injury that he's been dealing with for a while, so power sidearms he tries to keep them to a minimum.
Brady shows us the forehand line here, and you'll see if this gets the skip. Yep, and he'll be right inside the bullseye there for a tap in 2.
Now this guy, he's got a big sidearm, low hummer.
This is, if you get that skip right in there.
Oh, what a hit.
If you get that skip right where those undulations are in the dirt, there's a chance for it to go in and get you a 1 on the card.
Nick from 33 feet, 1 inch in the basket.
Nick's a very, very confident putter, and he probably steps up to the holes and thinks no problem.
Brady ended up a little long.
There you go.
Cashes the putt.
He got that putt up this time, and
I thought that was banned all the way. We'll take it.
Jake with the tree assist park job. Very nice birdie. And Jeff with the lone par. 3 under on that hole is pretty good. That's it doesn't have a whole lot of danger, but it's a tough park job. Hole 6, par 3, 280, island green. See the circle there. It's gonna have a border around it with signs.
huge shout out to Dave Hurley with Hurley and Cabras Realty. This is known as the Hurley Island. Dave's been a huge proponent of disc golf and
Ooh, that's a little
player and
tight.
sponsor for a long time, and always donates a lot to these tournaments.
That one was a little tight, so he definitely missed the island. Brady going to the moon. We're a little long. That's.
I think it did.
Oh, it's safe. Wow.
That was weird. The wind was. That
do.
was my only hope when I released it. I was like, come on, wind.
This is a pretty stock hyzer for most pros. However, if you don't have your angles and your distances right, it is very easy to go out of bounds.
Jake with a nice, smooth, low, wide hyzer. Long. That back edge comes up a lot faster than you think. It's
You have more room on the front edge. You have 30 to 35 feet on the front edge, and on the back edge, you might only have 20 or so feet. Jeff just kind of throwing a floaty little soft guy into the sky here, and he's a little short of the hazard wall.
what a save.
Jeff has sneaky distance. He doesn't put a whole lot of arm speed onto his throws, but they still seem to go 400, 450 plus sometimes.
Jake with a nice putt as well. Brady a little high.
A little interesting footing there for Brady. Kind of straddling that wall and trying to make something work. Even though you may not be touching it, it will mess with your stroke a little bit.
Comebacker from 25. Cashes it right on the pole. Much better stroke that time.
Brady's one of those players, he can shoot a good round and then he can get really, really hot and he can compete with the best of them in some of these rounds that he can throw. Hole 7, par 4, 570 feet. You want to just throw something out there straight and have an easy little pitch in. Get your 3, get out of town. If you try to bite off too much, you start to bring OB, which you are throwing from, into play a lot more. You got OB left and then creeping all the way around the right back of the basket there.
Keep turning, and that is a premium spot.
That is all you need. It'll have a nice little easy mid or putter into the basket.
Jake going a little bigger. It looks like he's trying to bite off more distance.
It's gonna be okay.
You gotta be careful. If this hyzer's out and gets a skip up the hill at all. Yeah, he's flirting with it.
It's fine. That's the danger going big on this one, is just losing that control. You really just want to land right there in the middle before that tall stuff.
This has to get some love.
Oh, it's hanging on by a thread.
And
Nope.
that's going to be in the hazard. That's the problem. And without any commitment on this shot, you're going to end up left in the hazard.
There's too much commitment. That's a burnover.
That's fine. Good roll.
But he's still centered up. He'll be able to make something happen here.
Nick with a nice little turnover right into the basket.
Clip some foliage. There's that line that we're talking about.
There is, you see the big bushy oak tree there. There is a little hyzer forehand line around the backside of that. It's a little tighter than trying to go in the front window there. But if you hit the angle right, which looks like Jeff did, should slide right up to the basket here.
This is where you need a grenade, Brady. You just toss it up there. Unless you just butter it through, whatever. He's good or something.
Jake leaving this a little wide, it looks like. He'll have a
that's
20, 25 footer downhill.
Nick with the tippy toes jump putt. It gives it a good bit, a little right.
I think that came out a little wobblier than he wanted it to.
Jake picks up the bird.
No problem, par save for Nick there.
Everyone keep an eye out for Jake this year on tour this upcoming season. He's getting his own van, he was telling me. So he's going to go do the tour again, but this time I think he's rolling by himself. So hopefully he can put up some numbers this season and really cement himself into the scene. Brady also picking up a nice birdie.
I actually liked where I was today.
Oh, hole 8, par 4, 585, double Mando. Poke and hope drive unless you want to lay up short, because these trees will, if you touch them, they're going to kick you and miss the Mando. Green, pretty flat, but there is OB or hazard well behind it, probably 70 feet. Not really in play. Brady's going driver. It looks like he's ripping on that one. Oh, will he find the gap?
Thank you. I was like, things hot. I think I might be pretty open.
It looked pretty good.
Oh, baby.
Oh, that's a little early. That's tracking bad.
Yeah, okay.
He missed the Mando. So he'll be going to the drop zone, which is just to the right of that Mando.
Jeff with a little turnover shot here.
That looks great.
Nice layup right to the trees. He should have an easy little approach from there.
Nick, believe, throwing a T-bird, it looks like. I think that's a T-bird.
Turned a little bit, but being a T-bird should come
Oh,
back.
that's a
and
great shot.
it'll work out pretty good for him there.
I like that play, a little bit slower disc, so it's coming in with a little less speed. If he does end up contacting one of those trees, it shouldn't miss Mando.
Jake's trying to throw a little skip hyzer into the basket there to save his 3. Jeff doing the same here.
Oh, beautiful shot. Zone approach. A little tight. Will it beat the tree?
That's kind of what I'm not
Got to the tree. Oh, dang. Brady got real close to that Mando.
Woo! Nick from 35. A little
Off
high.
the top to 15.
Looks like Jake's putting fireflies there.
nice spot.
Easy tap in from 25.
I probably would have
Good comebacker. Save par.
the backhand just now just like just a little 180-foot pass with the backhand.
Ooh, nice tap in
Playing
birds.
a little catch. Put that stuck in the ground on my jump putt. It's a pure. I really like the pure.
I think Brady likes the pure.
Hole 9, par 4, 623. You'll see a lot of turnover shots on the left side of these trees here. Forehands around the outside, hyzers to try to get down in this area to kind of set yourself up for an easy 300-foot straight approach. Some of the bigger arms will go over the top with a big turnover and try to get down just before those double mandos. But that's a very risk-reward kind of shot. Brady going the forehand line here. Probably going to keep it low and get a skip.
It's a big forehand to get to that landing zone.
Being there, you're kind of pinched off and going directly at it. He's going to have to get creative on his second shot.
It'd be pretty amazing to get up and down from there. I think he's going to have to concede for the par, but we'll see.
Jeff turned this over just a little bit, it looks like. The entire creek and beyond, it plays as OB, as well as a Mando down on the right side of the creek you have to navigate left of. Jake going big forehand here.
That one got a little away from him. It's a little wide, but
Little straight, but he's going to have somewhat of a decent little flex angle down the middle on this shot.
a little tight.
Nice angle.
Nick going high, wide turnover.
Didn't see it fall, but should. Oh, you saw it. Nice.
Brady,
Yeah.
this looks a little wide. Might be playing for par here.
Yeah, it's laying that one up. Jake throwing his Draco here. I actually talked with him about this shot. He just hammers this at the basket and gets himself a look.
What a shot.
Made the Mando from way back.
You can see Jeff here. He's pretty pinched off and trying to make that corner. So he's just going to be laying up to try to save his par and move on to the next hole.
That looks like a... Wow, I think he made it through the Mandos on that one.
Nick
A
Nick
little
pulled
wide.
this one, possibly a little slip there on the ground. That ground's downhill with a lot of leaves and just shrubbery on the ground. Looks like Nick missed the Mando here. Left it just a little bit short.
Jeff from 45, a little left.
That would have been an amazing 3 from where he was on his drive.
Big dog. He's stoked on that one. That was what it was still in line with the shot, but in reality, it was well out of position. So he made that one. He made that one work. That looked good.
We have Jeff Faes at 11 down, Brady at 14 down, Nick Harmon at 8, and Jake Brown at 11 after 27 holes, 9 of the second round already done. We'll be moving on to the back 9 here. Me and Alex are going to see what we can do and comment in this coverage for you.
A little nervous. A lot of fireworks should be happening in this back 9.
Things are getting a little tight. It's almost a battle for second at this point. If Brady can hold on, he's got a 3-stroke lead with 9 to play. A lot of these pro guys have navigated leads long enough to know letting 3 strokes go in 9 holes is very possible, but it's also, if you play smart golf, it's going to be difficult to let that happen. See you guys on the back.
Make sure to subscribe, hammer that button.